Have you had those moments in your life, or maybe you're having a moment in your life where things are falling apart and it just feels like, what the hell, right? And then people are going to tell you things like, it's all, everything's happening for a reason. And you're like, great, I'm sure I'll figure it out, the reason at some point. But right now, I don't want to feel this. And why is it that life takes us out of stuck moments through chaos? And how do we avoid that? And how to shift that right now? Because here's why I'm making this video. When we go into things are falling apart, this sucks, this is chaos, and we label it as such, and we go into, oh my God, fight or flight, I gotta get out of there. Sometimes it's freeze. I don't want to be here. This is, again, chaos. This is something that I don't want to experience. We actually are adding on to that situation, circumstance that we're trying to get out of. So how do we stop that momentum, and what to do next time? Because there's a powerful shift that if you get it, that's your key to just this everlasting peace and serenity and really prosperity. So let's dive right in. So I heard a powerful quote recently. Sometimes life takes you out of your stuck moments through chaos. Does it really have to be so? This is something that a lot of people have asked me, well, do we have to go into the spiritual awakening state through a pain, through, let's say, heartbreak, or someone passing away, or receiving the diagnosis, or just losing the job, losing the family, something just crumbling, life crumbling in some way? Is that necessary for growth? Why can't we do it without that? And the answer is you can. There's a beautiful book, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, and his spiritual awakening was just when he was sitting, having a great time with his friends in a friend's living room in a group of people, and just he had that awareness. And that's when the shift happened. So it can happen. But most of the cases it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't. Why is that? Because we don't really want to get off our butts unless it gets uncomfortable. I personally, and I have several friends in my conscious community who do the same, take time off. This is especially important for the masculine energy within us. Man or woman, we all have masculine and feminine with us. So the masculine is about emptiness. It's about, the feminine is about connection. The masculine is about freedom. And it's actually really important to take that time to isolate, to discover, who am I? What is it that I really want? If I step away from my community, away from my partner, away from my responsibilities, who am I? And bring that clarity, that fullness into showing up fully for my community, for my relationship, for my kids, for my responsibilities. But if we don't do that, if we're there on the go, 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 and we don't take time to step back and say, wait, who am I? What do I want? What are my values? What do I stand for right now? At this point in my life, what is important to me? How is this God, life, source, consciousness energy flowing through me? What is it calling me to? If we don't do that, we're stuck in the trap of the mind. So we don't know. We just operate on default. And then people live, their whole lives chasing after what seemingly they want, after what other people tell them they should want, right? Well, you should have the family and the house, and you should see the world because, that's what makes happy. And it doesn't. All these things don't make happy. They don't create that serenity, that bliss, that abundance, that joy, if we don't tune into ourselves and ask, who am I really? So the invitation, when your life is falling apart, all these moments that you're just, why is this happening? I don't want this to happen. This is an invitation to see, where is it that you are attached to a particular persona? If you're feeling devastated when you're let's say, family falls apart, or your partner leaves or dies, or your parent dies, as well, that was my case, or your, I don't know, house burns down, or you lose your job, or all of these situations, those are your invitation. Where was I making, let's say, my partner, our parent, or loved one, the source of all my experiences, the source of my joy, the source of my bliss? Where is it that I gave them the power that I have in me? Where is it that I relied on my job, on my career, on my, I don't know, home, car, whatever, experiences? Right? Let's say so many people are like, well, I'm the person that travels. What if you're not that? Who are you outside of that? When we stop relying on these identities, who are we? So all of these opportunities, and I call them opportunities, it's not chaos, they are opportunities for you to tune into, who am I really? Who am I beyond that? And most people don't take the time to do that on their own. Most people need to get uncomfortable. They need life to shake them. Like, I'm going to take this thing that you really, really care about away, so maybe you can wake up to who you really are. And the more we add on to, well, this sucked, how do I get it back? And we fight it, instead of accepting that invitation, the harder it gets. So, here's a powerful one that's coming up. When we lose something, we try to get it back because instead of moving forward, nothing in the universe is stagnant. And honestly, I mean, I gotta tell you, I had so many moments in my own and at work, it just break down because my ego was like, I want it to stop. I want life to stop moving. I want to stop having transitions. I can't handle it anymore. And I get this guidance. Nothing in the universe is stagnant. You're looking at a rock. It seems solid. It isn't. Nothing in the universe is stagnant. It's solid. And we try to make ourselves stagnant, because that's what the ego feels safe. The mind feels safe when, oh, right, I know who I am. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know, who my family is and what is important to me, in a sense of, without going deep, like the surface level, important to me, because we don't take time to discover ourselves. Like, right, I know this is it. Or maybe at some point, and this is a big one that we go into, we discover that we took the time to tune in. Okay, wait, what are my values? What is important to me? And then we carry that on for years. You're not meant to do that. We are ever changing. Yes, there's a part of us that so wants to be stuck in one place, but a larger part of us is all about expansion. It's all about, what else do I want? What do I want now? Watch a little child. Like before the bratty stage, I have 2 kids. My kids are definitely already in that place, but look at a little toddler. I say, oh, I want this, I want that. Oh, this was interesting. And now it's not anymore. This is interesting. They're moving, they're expanding, they're evolving. They don't want to be stagnant. They don't want to be like, okay, I've decided this is my favorite toy for the next 10 years. Like, no, this is my favorite toy for 3 seconds. And this is how we're meant to function. But because we're trying to latch on to that false feeling of safety, it's like, okay, I've spent so long, this was such a hard process to understand who I am, and now this is who I am for the next 10 years. It doesn't happen this way. Who am I today? I know for me, a great practice is doing this during the solstice, and this is something that I offer in the membership, and this is something that we do. I actually offer workshops as well that I advertise on here. When I do them, I announce them here. During the winter and the summer solstice, these are powerful times and great to tune into. Wait, what are my values? What is important to me? I personally do a 10-day meditation around Christmas time, exactly for this reason. When there's complete isolation, I don't speak to anyone for several days, for 10 days, and I just meditate for 10 days straight. Who comes out of that? If you drop everything. And I'm not saying you have to go into a 10-day meditation of, meditating just only that, and isolation for 10 days. I am saying that, can you take a day, a month, or per quarter, and just step back and ask, what do I really want? Who am I really? And this is definitely something that we do in the Powerful Self membership. There's going to be a link below. We actually have soul inquiries, which is just different tools to tune into that heart, Tune into your soul. What is it calling you to do? What is authentic to you? Not what you've been taught that you want or who you're supposed to be in those personas, but actually what is right for you. And of course, this is something that I also do with my one-on-one clients. So if you want to go deeper with this, the link, there's going to be information below on this in the description. But what I want to leave you with this video is, where are you trying to hold on to a persona that doesn't exist anymore? Instead of moving with energy loves movement. Energy is movement. It's flow. Where are you keeping yourself stuck by trying to fit into what was instead of going with life? And this happens when people don't trust life. It's like, I don't know what's coming next, so I'm going to go there where I had stability, which is known, which is familiar, because I'm afraid of this. What's next? I'm terrified of that. And again, I've had this in my own journey. This is something that I lead clients through. I know how terrifying this can be. And I also know the other side of that. How, just juicy and exciting it is when you get to the other side of that. Like, wow, I don't know, but I feel so freaking supported by life that I just surrender, because I know any result will be nothing short of amazing. When you have that healthy masculine and feminine energy, that decisiveness, purpose, I'm not afraid to move towards what I want, and you're not getting lost in a box, so like tunnel vision, but there's that feminine energy in you as well, man or woman. When you're there, I'm taking heart-inspired action, not from the mind, but this feels good. I trust my intuitive compass. I trust that inner GPS that are my emotions. Not from the thought, because, all emotions are thought, but actually that ability to feel the God Life Source consciousness moving through you instead of just interpreting your mind. So, this week, this day, can you allow more curiosity? Who am I now? I don't know how, but this is all working for me. Like I said, we began this video with, if you're experiencing chaos, or if you had those times in your life, this is how you move through that. Curiosity every single day. Who am I today? What wants to come through me today? And am I willing to allow the fullness of that expression? I thank you so much for being here. I thank you so much for doing this work. I thank you so much for watching, and I am wishing you a very powerful day.